Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lorena Perez, and I will be talking to you guys about West Nile virus. West Nile virus is a neurotropic virus that causes West Nile fever and is produced by mosquito-borne arboviruses. An arthropod-borne virus means the transmission by blood-feeding insects. This virus was first discovered in 1937 in the West Nile region of Uganda. The patient presented symptoms of yellow fever. However, it wasn't until inoculation that resulted in the isolation of a virus with physical and pathological properties that were different from yellow fever, thus emerging West Nile fever. Although it spread and caused infection in several other countries for the following years, West Nile virus became more recognized in 1999 when it was first introduced in the US. The first 62 cases emerged from New York City. This virus is associated with the genus Flavivirus, which are positive, single-stranded, enveloped RNA viruses. It's structured by spherical enveloped isohedral. It's 40 to 60 nanometers in size and contains 3 structural proteins and 7 non-structural proteins. Birds are the primary host for West Nile virus. The birds in particular are crows and blue jays. And what happens is there's a mosquito that bites and feeds on the bird that is carrying the virus. Now that mosquito picks up the virus from the infected bird and becomes a vector. The infected mosquito can bite and infect humans and horses. Humans and horses are known as dead end hosts because our blood doesn't reach high levels of the virus to be passed on to others. The female Culex mosquito is the primary transmission vector of West Nile to humans. The habitat of this mosquito is around larvae that develops in standing water and small containers such as bird baths, barrels, tin cans, and used tires. The initial West Nile virus infection occurs at the skin layer, specifically the Langerhans cells, which are part of the skin's immune system. Here, the virus enters a dendritic cell through receptor-mediated endocytosis, in which the virus exploits specific cell surface receptors to hijack the cell. The viron then releases their single-stranded positive sense RNA genome into the cytoplasm, thus beginning viral replication. Using the host ribosomes in the endoplasmic reticulum, this viral RNA is translated into a single polypeptide that is cleaved into 3 structural proteins and 7 non-structural proteins. The proteins associate with the replicated RNA to form viral particles that travel to the cell membrane, infecting nearby cells, leading to the spread of West Nile virus throughout the central nervous system. West Nile virus is a zoonotic pathogen. After people are infected with West Nile virus, it usually takes about 2 to 14 days to develop symptoms. About 80% of people are asymptomatic. 20% of people develop moderate to severe symptoms, such as fever, chills, headache, vomiting, or rash. A very small amount of people, usually with underlying medical problems like the elderly or immunocompromised individuals, will develop severe symptoms like meningitis or encephalitis. Other severe symptoms are seizures, altered mental status, weakness, vision changes, severe headaches, and stiffness. West Nile virus is commonly found in Africa, Europe, the Middle East, North America, and West Asia. According to the CDC, as of July 28, 2020, a total of 25 states in the U.S. have reported West Nile infection in people, birds, or mosquitoes. For some micro in the news, West Nile season has actually been declared in Solano County. Last week, Benicia birds tested positive for West Nile fever. And I will leave the link to this article below if you guys want to check it out. Since West Nile virus is a viral condition, there are currently no vaccines available for humans. But you can take over the counter pain relievers such as ibuprofen to relieve some of the symptoms associated with this virus. Now, some interesting facts that I found out during my research is that since there isn't any vaccines for humans, there are for horses. There are currently 4 USDA licensed vaccines that are available for horses, and they carry a 1 year immunity. Scientists at the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, are currently studying how the virus interacts with cellular components of the blood and studying how exactly the virus causes disease. However, much more time is needed to find new approaches for pathogen inactivation and therapies. The scientists have been analyzing the genes of viruses in samples of human blood donors from individuals that have tested positive for this infection. Their proposal shows that genetic changes in the virus could lead to important insight into the virus' ability to spread. I would definitely agree with their approach to study genetics. Genetics is a very interesting field. We know a lot about it, but we also still have so much more to learn about it. So I would definitely be interested in how genetics could play a vital role in how the virus invades your immune system. The three best ways to decrease incidence of this disease, both worldwide and in the US, is to 1. Use insect repellent, 2. Wear long sleeve shirts and pants from dusk to dawn, and 3. To remove any standing water from around your yards and homes. West Nile Virus Prevention and Mosquito Control is a public health agency located in San Francisco, California, and works closely to prevent virus activity. This infection is fatal to most birds, so the presence of dead birds can mean that this virus is circulating around the city. Infected dead birds were first found in San Francisco in August 2004. By 2005, infected birds and mosquitoes were identified in every county in California. The West Nile Virus Prevention Program reduces mosquito populations using safe integrated pest management techniques and provides environmental health information so that all citizens can participate in preventing the spread of West Nile virus in the city. This program handles calls for assistance regarding mosquito activity in San Francisco and offers assistance to tenants and property owners in identifying and controlling potential and actual breeding sites. In addition, the staff are state certified vector control specialists trained to apply and give advice on the control of pests and the use of pesticides. The Department of Public Health also has partnerships with all local agencies, departments, and institutions to craft creative and cost effective strategies for mosquito control, and also for raising awareness amongst our citizens of the importance of avoiding mosquito bites. The SF Environmental Health Mosquito Control Program has received grant support from the state of California to pay for additional mosquito control techniques, equipment, and supplies. The San Francisco Public Utilities Commission routinely inspects and controls mosquito breeding in public bins and storm drains, with monthly treatment from late spring to early fall. The San Francisco Health Code requires property owners in San Francisco to maintain their properties free of conditions that allow mosquitoes to breed. My research question is, could a host that has built an immunity to West Nile virus donate blood and aid in helping others build an immunity via blood transfusion?